I'm going to head over to Playbook. And so when this music kicks up, is somebody playing some music?
Yes. Huh? Hey, stop coming in here. Because we're going to box if you keep coming in here. That's why.
Terrell, let's try not to get you arrested because we live.
Oh.
Now.
See you later. Oh, bless you. All right, my boy. I'll see you in a little bit, okay? Bye. Close the door, please.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Sips and Scripts, the podcast. We make a cocktail. Let's talk about our favorite films from the past and present. Hi, my name is Kayla Rez. We're an entertainment blogger at InMyTheater.com.
Yeah, I'm Terrell. I watch movies. I watch movies. That's it.
Wow. I don't know whether I should introduce myself or I should start some porn. I mean, I don't even know. I am Kirsten Jackson. I am a cocktail blogger and influencer at socialite.com. Welcome to our show today. How's everybody doing?
Woody woo.
Good. We're doing good. We're doing.
Excellent.
Oh wait, dang! I was off. I was trying to catch a beat with the music, and it's not there. It's not there, y'all.
Take your time. It'll come to you. Yes. Hello, everyone. We are back with another episode of Sips and Scripts Live.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Kayla, Terrell, how are you guys doing today?
Wonderful, magnificent. Can't complain. The land of the living. So I guess that's great.
Kayla, you're so holy. I just don't know what to do with you, girl.
Wow.
So I guess we'll start today by announcing our film.
What is it? I don't even know. Didn't even see it.
There's no way you could have not seen it. It's a classic. It's a classic.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Blasted because if you was gonna, I had to stop you right there in your tracks.
You know, I would not necessarily call it a hood classic. I
wouldn't call it a classic at all.
Ooh, controversy.
It's not classic. This is not a movie people talk about.
Yes,
I don't know. Now, I ain't gonna lie to you. I think people might talk about the movie a little bit. I think people might talk about the movie a little bit. Now, they talk about it, but
that's the thing. Talking about it and how you talk about it is two different things.
Anyway, kids, we are talking about B.A.P.S today.
Black African princesses.
Black American.
Is that what she said? Oh, Black American print. Yes. Yo, that shit was racist. I don't know what the hell.
Wait, what was racist? Anywho,
I guess
I love it. But yes, B.A.P.S is 1997. Okay. Would you guys consider this a black female buddy comedy? Because I do.
Okay.
I ain't never heard of that category.
What, a buddy comedy?
A black female buddy comedy.
Funny typing in of like a secretary.
Yeah.
Let me check my notes.
Buddy comedy.
I mean, it's something. I mean, it has two black.
Ooh, somebody said, where are all the buddy comedies for black women? Okay. Talk about it. Refinery 29.
I saw that article while I was like getting ready for this episode too. Like I think this film does not get the credit that it deserves, and whether you think it's a good film or not, it's relative. I mean, you know, it depends on your taste. Fine, but I do feel like
taste, right?
I do feel like this film, you know, doesn't get the credit that it deserves, and we'll talk about it. But to open up, it is a 1997 American female buddy comedy film. It's directed by Robert Townsend. It stars Halle Berry, Natalie Desselle, and Martin. Yes, rest in peace, Martin Landau.
Rest in peace.
The film, right? There are like a ton of cameos in this film.
Bernie Mac, rest in
like
peace.
Yes, and there are at least 3 Oscar winners associated with this film.
I guarantee you, they won't tell anybody.
Martin Landau is an Oscar winner. Halle Berry, of course, is an Oscar winner. Ruth Carter, who did the costuming for this movie, she is an Oscar winner. She did the costumes for Black Panther.
Yes.
Guarantee you this ain't on their list of, I did that movie. They must have been needing some money.
On Roof, LL Cool J was in the movie.
I was actually surprised about how many people that were in the movie. Dennis Rodman was in the movie. I was surprised. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
cameos.
There's a ton of cameos, especially early start black comedians. The film was written by Troy Byer, who played the lawyer at the end.
Oh, because I was like, she looked real familiar, right? Apparently, she is
yeah, she's got like some self-help books, and she's got a pretty like wide resume.
You know what she looks like? She looks like the girl off of Belle a little bit, almost.
Oh yeah,
I can see where you would say that. Yeah,
the one with Vitiligo.
Yeah. Does she have Vitiligo? Talking about Lark Voorhees?
Yes.
Yeah. She got something.
But yeah, so the film, when it first came out, it got a lot of negative reviews. But it has since been considered a cult classic, especially for Black Hollywood and Black women. It had a budget of $10 million, but it only earned $7 million at the box office. But since then, it has been on Netflix a couple of times. It's not on there anymore. I don't.
Yeah, it's on straight on Tubi, where it belongs.
On Tubi, and but yeah. So, back to the celebrity cameos. We have LL Cool J, Leon, Heavy D, Dennis Rodman, Faison Love, Bernie Mac. Who else?
Rudy.
Heavy D.
Played Dolomite. Yeah, you said Heavy D.
Yes, Rudy Ray Moore. Who it's like the first joke of the film is like he think he Dolomite, and he actually was Dolomite. But before we get into all of that and talk about our film today, let's have a cocktail.
Okay.
We have a comment. I'm just talking about your clap earlier, Kayla. But yeah, so let's have a cocktail. So our film is largely set in Beverly Hills.
Beverly Hills.
Yeah, there. So we are going to make a Beverly Hills iced tea.
Really?
Yeah.
Never heard of that. Let's see. What's in there?
Excited.
Sounds expensive.
So since this has been sitting a while, I'm gonna pour some of the water out of a little vessel here, and we have some cocktail tools sponsored by Deep vodka, which is the vodka that we're going to use today to make our Beverly Hills iced tea.
What's up?
So we're going to start with, if I can open the dang bottle.
Uh-oh.
Never use your teeth to open things, kids.
Yeah, I was about to say, well, you asking to go to the dentist.
Woo-hoo! I couldn't get it open. So we're going to start with 3/4 ounce vodka. We're using B.A.P.S. And
Dang. How much you put in there?
3/4 of an ounce.
Oh, dang, okay.
She was like, she's pouring.
And a full ounce of triple sec.
Okay.
And we have our friends again, our arch rival. We need 3/4 ounce of gin.
Gin, not like the hair on my chinny chin.
Yeah, that. And we need 1/2 ounce of lime. In our B.A.P.S. shaker. And 1/2 ounce of simple syrup. So yeah, this is a 5 ingredient, actually 6, because we're gonna top it, but we'll get to that in a second.
Seems like a 17 ingredient.
And we're gonna put the top on our shaker and give it a shake. Okay. And we are using a sling glass today. This is called a sling glass.
Why is it called a sling glass?
I don't know.
Oh. Educate us.
We're just gonna learn something.
Jesus, I hate using these tins. I just feel like I'm not ever strong enough to open them. Damn, tearing the place up.
Yeah, I saw the struggle. It looked real.
It was definitely a struggle. So here we have our nice cocktail that we are then going to top with some bubbly.
Okay.
Yeah. There we go. And our garnish is going to be a dehydrated lime wheel.
Yeah.
A little more bubbly. Yes. And here we go. Our Beverly Hills iced tea. Is that pretty?
Cool.
Cute.
So
Love to see it.
How does it taste?
it tastes so good.
So,
Mm-hmm.
Well, Price alert, turkeys.
Yes.
Wish I had some, bottle some up, ship it our way or something.
I wish you had some too, but if you were right here like you were last week, then you would have some.
We don't have to talk about that. We don't have to talk about it.
I know, kid. But it's okay. You are still loved.
I love you too.
But anyway, let's get into our film. Woohoo!
Yeah.
Sure. All right. Well, first, does anyone really have a history? I know this for me is just my second time seeing it. I don't remember what my first time was. I feel like it was Under Distress either way.
Dang.
Under Distress.
Man. Okay. Well, I saw
Well,
the
girl,
film.
share your history with the film, then. Jeez.
I saw the film. I'm sure I saw it in the 90s. I'm pretty sure I saw it at my sister's house because
That would be the place.
all of the movies. But yeah, I saw it one time and that was enough for me. And then I saw it again yesterday and I was like, also enough for me.
Okay.
And I'm not even ragging hard. The rag really is that it just was. It to me, it was boring. It was all over the place, and it was just they did too much. They just did a little too much. And then like some of the plot wasn't plotting together the way it should have been plotting together. And yeah, I feel like if they try to remake this now, it probably would be really, really good.
Actually, they are going to remake it, not as a film, but it is going to be a play, a stage play, which I think it would be
See,
worth as a stage play because it is very campy,
Ooh, is Tyler Perry doing it?
campy and very over the top. So I think it will work well on the stage. Would you say,
I
Charlie?
would agree that this would probably be a very, very good play, and it probably should have been a play from the beginning. I think if I had watched this in play form, I would have been like, "Oh yeah, this is really good."
Yeah, and I think it's very possible because most of the film takes place in the mansion. So
Right.
it wouldn't be like, having to build a lot of sets. They could easily do a shopping montage, like the shopping montage that they did, the cooking, all of that stuff. I think it could easily be done on stage. But the play was actually going to open in 2020, but then COVID kind of shut it down.
Mhm.
And Natalie Desselle was actually going to reprise her role as Mickey, but she unfortunately passed away. So that did not happen. But what I read, it is supposed to open later this year. I think like October or November in 2023. So
Well, I wish them well. Good luck to them.
maybe. So but yeah, my history with the film is I know I saw it in the 90s. I know I didn't see it in like the movies, but I feel like I saw it. I actually probably saw it after the 90s, like maybe in the early 2000s, because I feel like this is something I watched while I was in college or something. So yeah. But it's a film that I've watched like a couple of times over the years. I haven't watched it as much as I've watched like other films, but I have seen it definitely more than once, definitely more than twice. And then when it was put on Netflix like a couple of years ago, I watched it a couple times then. And then watched it again to prepare for this episode. So that's my history with the film. At first, I thought it was obnoxious, and I still do. It's an obnoxious film. Don't get me wrong.
No,
But
I
I now that I'm a little older, I kind of see it in a different light. And I like I said earlier, I think that this film deserves a little more credit than it got. And I think now it kind of does.
Mhm.
But we'll talk about it.
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, no time like the present to talk about it.
So the film, let's I guess we should tell people what it's about if you haven't seen it, but it's about two best friends who work in a soul food diner in Decatur, Georgia. And I remember when this film came out, I like had family in Decatur and like friends and stuff in the Atlanta area, and they hated it. It
They
was
should
like
have.
they were very angry about this film and its
Yeah.
portrayal of Black women.
They should be
Um,
angry about everyone's portrayal for people in Georgia. Period. That was so disrespectful.
No.
I'm gonna disagree.
Look, don't go too far now.
Disagree how? So it's a bunch of gold tooth. Everybody in Georgia got gold teeth running around, going to the club free before 9. Can't buy a drink, wearing sappy suits, looking silly, talking crazy.
No, but there are definitely some.
Some of those things that you said
But
are
we'll get
definitely still
into
prevalent
it.
here today.
We'll get into it. But Natalie Desselle plays Mickey, and Halle Berry. It was good to see a young Halle Berry. She plays Niecy. They both work together in a diner, and they see an advertisement for Heavy D doing a video, which that I was like, if he's looking for a Southern girl, why is he having auditions in California? Like, what was that? And I guess they needed a plot push to get them over to California, but I was like, nah, they could have done a little better with that now, because how you
They've
like
done so much better than that.
that was
But you know what? They do that. If you think about it, a lot of them still. I guess they just expect people to, even if you're Southern, to move to LA to audition for these roles. I don't know. I thought it was stupid,
if you are
honestly.
looking for a Southern girl, you should go
You would
where
think.
it's at.
You would think. But remember, back in the day, Atlanta is like this big capital for movie stars now, where I could see you hiring for a Southern person in Atlanta, but it wasn't that way back in 1997. So I think most likely New York and only places that were really doing any type of
Heavy D could have got his ass on a plane and went over there.
I mean, yes, but they weren't looking for talent in Georgia. They weren't. They were looking for talent. If you's gonna be Southern, you either need to be in New York or you need to be in LA.
Yeah.
That don't even make no sense.
No, it doesn't make any sense. But that's where they look for actors.
I know what you're saying, no, absolutely though. But that didn't make no sense.
Yeah.
But so they go to California.
Yeah.
I still don't understand. Halle Berry knew she couldn't dance. She knew she had zero skill whatsoever.
No.
It's trained professionals auditioning for this part, and you hop on a plane with your friend who is not auditioning, but is just there to hype you up as you go audition.
Well, I will say this, like, okay, Halle Berry, her character could not dance, but I understood her going. I also understood her getting her ass shown to her, but I understood her going because it was like, we're looking for a Southern girl. It didn't say we're looking for a trained professional dancer to do ballerina spins around us. It was like, we're looking for a Southern girl to dance in the video. And I will be like, okay, I'm a Southern girl. I dance in the club a little bit. Let me go. Let me see what I can do. And when she got there, it was like trained ballet dancers and stuff. Also, one cameo, Carly Red is in this film from Love and Hip Hop. I don't know if y'all
really.
Where?
I didn't see it.
Because I missed it.
Standing in that line.
The reason, she was standing in the line when she was when Halle Berry started doing the real like crazy dance. She was standing in line over there, and people use this film because I don't know if y'all watch Love and Hip Hop. I used to watch the first.
Real bad.
Yeah. The running gag in that show is that Carly never tells anybody her age. Like, everybody suspects she's in her 50s, but she's like, trying to keep young girls on this show, and she does not tell her age. So people use this movie to try and figure out her age.
Figure out how old she is.
Yeah, she's standing. She's got a red shirt and like some black shorts. But yeah, she's in the film. She's very young, but this movie was in 97, so she at least had to be 17, 18, something.
Because I'm 28.
You sure?
29, 30. He got to be older than 30 at the very least. And then so add
Definitely.
add 17.
You, Kirsten, she old.
You know, she has a child but she don't share that information. Like
which is her prerogative.
Yeah, right. Which that, and that's her choice. But like, people be like, oh, she's got kids and stuff. She's obviously
I see her. Oh, she's so cute.
The thing is, I don't care how
adorable.
old you are.
Huh?
I don't care how old she is. She ain't got to tell me. But she ain't got to lie to me neither.
Yeah.
Well, it's like one of those, lie by omission. Like she just is like, my age is none of your business. And I get it. I respect it. Whatever.
I guess, but don't try to act like you young and hip with it when you old.
When you broken hip with it? Is that what you were gonna say? You ageist bastard.
Hey man, I just call it like I see it.
But yeah, so they go and they audition for this music video. They obviously are way out of their league and do not get the part. But someone runs up on them and tries to include them in a scheme that they're running against an elderly dying millionaire. So the girls get roped up in this scheme, but in the end, they end up like really caring for this guy, and it works out for them because although they did not get the part in the music video, they become millionaires themselves.
Million. I'm trying to get tricked up on like them. Trying to tell you, add me to the scheme.
That was
so
extremely far-fetched.
That scheme doesn't even make any sense.
So fucking far-fetched. But goddamn, if it happened in real life, let it be for me.
I mean, to be fair, the whole movie don't make no sense.
No.
Yeah, that part makes even less sense because at the end, he always knew Lily didn't have any children, so you couldn't have been. So you would let these strange black folks live in your house just off
I
TV?
think what he was trying to have fun in his last days. He was trying to recreate the fun he had with Lily. So he got himself 2 black, beautiful women to come spend his last days with him.
That's some crazy white supremacist sounding crazy foolishness.
Saying.
Come here, Negro, and entertain me in my last days.
I'm just saying, I ain't saying it was right.
Now, but okay. So I'm gonna say this, like, that is one of my questions to y'all. The question that I'm going to ask y'all, but I'm going to answer first is, why do y'all think that he went along with this? And I feel that he did that because he was trying to have some black ass fun before he died, because he had a lot of black ass fun when he was a boy. And he was trying to have some black ass fun, and I'm like, I hope he wasn't also trying to give him a little taste of brown sugar before.
I don't think he was trying to do that. I don't think he was trying to get
that's no old rich white man. I'm sorry.
I don't think he was trying to get no brown sugar, but I do think he was looking for that same feeling he had with Lily back in the day. I just don't think he was gonna go that far.
I feel
to me, it seemed like he looked at them like his children, almost like.
Okay, I'll say that. Okay, maybe he did look at them and be like, "Oh, these are the children we could have had if me and Lily would have gotten together." Fair,
yeah.
Okay. But I don't know. I feel like he was like, you know what? I think they here to scam me, so let me have a little fun before I go out. And then he started caring for him, and then they started caring for him. Okay, I'll go with that. But I also feel like when he first saw him, he was like, let's have some black ass fun. So
I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know.
A lot of credit. You give him a lot of credit. And I just feel like this movie is full of people like using each other.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
And I think that he he is not exempt from that.
He absolutely was using them.
He didn't
Absolutely.
bring.
He didn't bring them, but he could have been like, Lily ain't had no kids. Get y'all asses out my house. But he didn't. He was like, let's have a little fun.
Mm-hmm.
And
I don't know. Do you think he also knew about the scheme then? Maybe.
No, I don't think he knew about the scheme.
I don't think he knew about the big scheme, but I think he knew that probably, oh, my nephew's trying to, butter me up so I can definitely leave him in the will.
Mm-hmm.
And trying to bring me these girls to, have me relive my glory days so that I, do as a kind gesture. But I don't think he really realized how big that scheme was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it seemed like they spent more time with the butler than they did with the old man anyway.
To me, personally. That's what I would also say.
Like he was around, but
in the beginning, yeah, agreed.
Yeah, throughout too. I mean, the only thing they really did with him was they did the shopping spree. They went to that dinner, which pissed me completely off. I was like,
they went to 2 dinners. Like they did a lot of stuff. They went to 2 dinners. They did the shopping spree. They did
maybe my Tubi was cutting off.
They were swimming. Because remember they went to the dinner where they was acting crazy with Heavy D. And then
girl, that pissed me off so bad. You do not understand.
I think I missed that part. I don't remember seeing that. I don't remember seeing Heavy D in this movie at all.
It was awful.
Heavy D was in the movie, and when they went to dinner, and Halle Berry had on that green dress, which we're gonna talk about the costume and stuff too. But Halle Berry had on this green dress, and her hair was pulled out. She had them long black opera gloves on, and they were like, we didn't get the audition. He was like, yeah, I remember you hit somebody with your hair. Mm-hmm. And they was like, you didn't see that part, Drew?
No, I don't remember.
I don't know how you did that. But you know what? I will say Tubi was messing up for me too a little bit. Okay. I had to keep, every time it went to an ad, it made me like go out and come back on.
Really?
Yeah.
My Tubi was acting right, rare, because Tubi be Tubi, and that's all I can say.
We be Tubi, absolutely.
But y'all, but y'all, I got a question. Where is Robert Townsend? What he doing? Because Robert Townsend like dominated the 90s.
He did. I wish he was still around doing stuff. I don't hear much from him at all.
Are you talking about the Caucasian man?
No.
Robert Townsend directed this movie. He's
an actor. He did Meteor Man.
5 Heartbeats.
5 Heartbeats, yeah.
Mm-hmm. I know his daughter is acting now.
He looks so familiar to me.
Huh?
He looks so familiar to me.
Yeah, he did the show Parenthood.
Mm-hmm.
Robert Townsend still out here in the streets. It looks like, he did the Best Man final chapters.
Oh, did he? I didn't see that. Okay. Well, good, because I feel like he need to still be working, because Robert Townsend is very talented. But
he's not that old.
Huh?
He's only 66. I thought he was older than that.
Oh yeah, he not only did he direct a lot of the stuff that we grew up watching, but he was in front of the camera too. He was in front and behind. He was just everywhere. So
cute.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I enjoyed this movie. I thought it was very bright and colorful. I enjoyed the soundtrack. There were a couple of songs that were bops, and I ultimately just think that this movie is a Black fairy tale and a love letter to ghetto girls.
Okay,
okay.
It's mighty disrespectful.
See, there is a difference, because I would consider myself a little ghetto. I ain't never gonna act like they did in this film, though.
Okay.
The whole scene in the bathroom, the whole scene at dinner with Heavy D and them. Like, I feel like even ghetto girls know when to shut that shit off for the most part.
Yeah.
So I think this
Yeah,
was
even
like
when niggas saw LL Cool J. Like,
very, yeah, like I think this was like a very extreme version of how how other people see us at the end of the day, because I don't know any ghetto girl who act like that. Honestly, I have like literally never came across anyone.
I'm not gonna say that they act exactly like that, but I have seen some, like, I guess what you would call a ghetto girl that's like kind of loud and obnoxious, but I do feel like
I am loud and obnoxious and I don't act like that.
and who take up space proudly. And I think that
well, you going deep. Go ahead.
He
You was reaching.
She going in her bag, and I'm trying to hear it. I'm trying to change my mind.
Please.
Change my mind.
Okay, damn, y'all really put me on the spot. Okay. I feel I do not agree with like the silencing of people. And so, like, you hear conversations all the time about, like, especially like, okay, like case in point where something will happen in a neighborhood and like a news reporter will go and ask somebody in rollers in a robe and like, why they go and ask them? Because they fucking live there and they're real people who they were there. And then I like hear people like, they could have asked somebody else. Why would you do that? No, they were there. They had the right to speak and to be shown and to share their stories.
Absolutely.
And I feel like, yeah, okay, so this is a very campy, very over the top portrayal of like, quote unquote ghetto girls, but there are ghetto girls in the world. That is a fact. And I feel like they deserve to be at the front and to tell their stories and to be the star in because when you look at the trajectory of this film, it's a fairy tale. It's like two poor people from Georgia, which Georgia was not popping then, like how it is now, like with Atlanta, go to California and become millionaires. Like, it's a fairy tale, whether you like the way it was portrayed or whether you thought it was done well. It is a fairy tale. Like, it follows the same trope that like classic fairy tales do. And I just feel like that kind of stuff is reserved for white women. And it took like a fairy tale and took out like, who people feel deserves that kind of treatment and stuck in these ghetto girls and took it to completion. And it kept them, huh?
I guess I don't see them as ghetto girls. I see them as cartoon characters of what they think ghetto girls are like.
Right. And now that I can agree with, and I feel like, I think a lot of that was done for entertainment. Which we can argue whether that's right or wrong, However, there are girls that have gold teeth and blonde hair.
But everyone had gold teeth. It wasn't even just them. It was like every single person. I'm like, what? All these people got gold teeth. Everybody got gold teeth in Georgia. None of y'all like just regularly brush your teeth and don't have gold teeth.
But no, let me disagree with you now, because I was looking at it because I remember some of the critiques of this film, like when it first came out, I was like, man, they're trying to make it look like everybody from Georgia looked like that. But then I started kind of watching some of the scenes and like remembering that commentary, and I started looking at some of the people that were in the diner. There was like white people in there. There were like regular dressed like black people. It was like a melting pot of like
I
different
mean, people
people.
who
And I
had
think people
speaking
really
parts.
focused on these girls and made it be like, oh, and listen, it was Decatur. I mean,
I mean, I understand that, but it was
I
way over the top. And then the thing is, these
Yeah.
people are not from Georgia. They're not like Georgians, or they're from Hollywood. Like you got Pierre, who's an actor. You got Halle Berry. You got these people. They don't. This is not how. I'm sorry. When I'm in Georgia, that's not how I see people acting. And when I was in Georgia during that time, that's not how I saw people acting.
right, but we also were from like the country part of Georgia. But
Yeah, but I
I
would
mean,
go
look,
to
I
it. That
can't.
ain't like I ain't never been nowhere.
No, I'm not saying that. No, I wouldn't say that. No. Generally, no, we were not around these types of people though. So
Yeah.
they, but they were out there. I mean, but the thing is, like, you're right. A lot of the people who started this movie were not from the areas that they said, but this is also a time in Hollywood where they didn't bother to do that. Now they kind of try to do things slightly more authentically. They still got a long ways to go.
Yeah.
But back then, they would just get whoever is
Yeah,
gonna fill that role and then be like, hey man, can you do a Atlanta accent? That sound all right. Go for it. And like, so but
You
I
said
do
accent, that
feel
always makes me think of Jason's lyric and how terrible
bruh,
the accents were.
bruh. It was bad. Bad. Yeah. But I feel like I guess maybe, and I know y'all say I'm reaching and that's fine, that's fair. But I just feel like
I see what you're trying to say. And
I
I
just feel like
appreciate it.
Black women are always the ones to like carry the burden of representing our race. And it is heavy. It is a heavy burden.
Mhm.
Like, I'm a Black woman. I was raised by a Black woman who would tell me, don't you go out in the street looking all kind of ways. People will think this, people.
Mhm.
And the thing is, no other race has to do that. And it is heavy. Like, and then we got like, remember Monique's thing about the girl with the bonnets in the airport? Like, them girls just trying to go on fucking.
That is really what I be trying to. Every time that conversation.
And it's like, yeah, no other race has to do that. And I guess the reason why I say, like earlier in the beginning, like I don't think B.A.P.S gets the credit that it deserves, because we can look at these ghetto girls and be like, yeah, they feel this stereotype that was over the top. That's true. You're right, Terrell. That is true.
Mhm.
But also, this was a rare opportunity where two Black female leads in a comedy. Name another one. Until we didn't have another one until like Girls Trip, which was like almost 30 years later.
Dang.
Like, and
That's
they
impressive.
were allowed to keep the top billing with like stars like Martin Landau, and they carried this movie and were allowed to flex and be zany and over the top. And it was a Black female comedy. We did not have a lot of those.
Right.
And I feel like, it just, whether it was done wrong or right or whatever, it's not given the credit that it deserved. Because you think about other like Black female films, like going back to the stereotypes, like Set It Off. Oh, they angry. They angry bank robbers waiting to exhale. They bitter Black bitches. Girls Trip. They too sexual. It's like every opportunity that like Black women get to like be in the front, they gotta worry about feeling some stereotype and doing this. And it's like, just let these Black women live. I just let them be. And no other race has to do that. And
No,
it's hard work. It's heavy.
I am all for do you, sis. Just do you, do you. At the end of the day, I hear what you're saying. I'm here for it. And it is what it is. The movie out there now. And I get taking up space and all that good stuff. it just wasn't a realistic taking up of space.
Oh no, now that, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's really it. That's really it. I'm here for it though. I'm here for it. I get what you're saying.
Yeah, I mean, I understand what you're saying, but I just think I just can't get jiggy with this shit.
I'm imagining you getting jiggy with it in my head.
The problem is kind of exactly what you said, though, Kirsten. Like, we everywhere we go, it follows like respectability politics when it comes to being a Black woman. So either you're too ghetto or you're too much. You try to act like white women. You try to do this. You try, and it's really no win-win. It's really no win because it doesn't matter how you act. Someone's gonna have something to say about it, or like you too smart. You like it. It does not matter. Yeah, it don't matter. Someone is going to have a critique about the way we live our lives, and that is just that on that. And hell, we critique ourselves trying to follow up with whatever everybody else be trying to critique us with.
This is true. And you know, another thing that I think that this film did really well, and I did not think about that until I watched it again this time, was that, okay, we have Natalie Desselle in it, bless her heart. Look, first of all, can we just talk about how Natalie Desselle was that girl back in the 90s? Like, people don't give her the credit that she deserved, but she was one of the few beautiful, plus size, brown skinned women on TV. And the girl was fine. She was fine. And like, it might have been her and Queen Latifah, and that was it, like back in the 90s. But they were like just both so different because, you know, they were on different spectrums with their sexuality. So like, but Natalie Desselle, she, you know, they had her. This movie took some really great strides, like for plus size fashion, which was like absolutely non-existent in the 90s. But honey, they had her dressed up, had the titties out, sitting out, popping, had her legs out, like they did out real well in this movie. And which leads me to another thing that this movie did that was very forward thinking, was that there were no fat jokes at all.
Nope.
And you know, in the 90s, baby, they would have let it rip.
Yeah.
But I feel like there was one, but it wasn't like a fat joke. It was him trying to be he was trying to be funny when he was like, when the two guys who were supposed to be buying them drinks at the bar, and he was like, "Wasn't nobody talking to you? We talking to her." And I'm like, "All right, there, all right."
Oh, talking about with them in the beginning.
Mm-hmm. They were like the only even hint of them trying to say something crazy. But you're right. Nothing. The entire movie, there was not a fat joke made.
Because it would have been very easy and very lazy to make a comedy be based on, oh, it's a duo. One is thin and beautiful and one is fat. Because that's been done a lot.
I will say you just brought up an interesting point for me though. And it's not anything that they did directly, but pairing her up with Antonio could have been seen as, oh, she's the fat girl, so she's the reason why she's gonna be the naive one who's just gonna kind of go off with him. And then Holly's character was like, girl, he lying to you. And I'm like, okay, that was a little subtle, but they still didn't like expound on it.
I feel, because I thought about that too. I was like, you know, maybe they doing that. But then I was like, you know what? Let me fall back and be like, you know, maybe they did that because they really wanted Halle Berry to really, really be Lily and and focus on that. And then, you know, try to get the other girl to, you know, be involved in the little scam or scheme that they were doing. I don't know.
But she had to be there for something because she wasn't related. She couldn't dance. She basically was just there.
She was trying to die. Okay.
Yeah. But I do appreciate that this film, it relied on actual like physical comedy. And like, I mean, whether you know, thought it was funny or not, but you know, some of the 90s writing was very lazy. Like I tried to rewatch Moesha and I could not get through like the first episodes because it was so fat
Same.
phobic and ridiculous. And I was like, I
Oh,
can't.
I
I was like, what the hell was wrong with me that I wasn't offended watching this as a child? Like, cause it was bad. So,
I just
Yeah, Moesha. People was just talking about this today about the damn daddy being probably the worst TV dads in history.
Which I
really,
think they turned him into that. I think they really took a bad turn when they did that to him.
yeah.
Yeah,
That was
Frank was
terrible.
actually a good dude, but then was like, you know what? Let's dig up some dirt.
it was like the one that they were talking about today was I think Moesha had went and got a belly button piercing, and then she was wearing like a midriff top with some, and I mean her like, but probably this much of her belly was showing, and he told her she looked like a tramp. I was like, oh my god.
I mean,
But our parents used to talk to us like that at the end of the day. Like,
he
our
was
parents,
an old ass black dad.
yeah,
But when they made him trash, having a little secret son, and then lying
that
for
was crazy.
like,
You had raised that boy as your nephew for all of these years because he was a secret little love child. That's fucking crazy. And he had been living terribly all of his life. His mama ain't. Oh no, that was so trash. That was so trash. I was like, y'all took this a step too far. But getting back to Moesha and Kim, was that her name in the show? It was Kim, right?
yeah.
Yeah. When you go back, you see how cringe that shit really, really was. And at the end of the day, people be calling folks fat, and you be looking like she probably like 2 sizes above you. Like, what are you talking about?
You
What are
know,
you talking about? Because even her, even Natalie in this movie wasn't fat. She looked it, but she wasn't fat.
she had a big giant booty, and that was really it. Like
Yeah.
she but Hollywood also like and stuff was just so damn lazy back then. Like Hollywood would put you in a movie, and if you had a round face, you were fat. Because I think about the girl from Greece who was supposed to be the fat one. She was like rail thin, but she had a round face, and they would be always like, "Oh, you're the fat girl." It's like, what? And like Raven Simone, she was curvy,
skinny as fuck. Oh my god.
She had a round face, so she was fat. Like it's just like
look like Raven back then, and I was like, how? Because I always used to say that Raven was the only person I saw on TV who was young and looked at me like me. Wrong. That was the wrong answer. Raven Goodwin, though, the girl who played on Good Luck Charlie, and she played on she was probably more like me growing up. And I was well into my high school years when I seen her on TV. Raven was the closest, but if I had to pick a match, it would have been Raven Goodwin.
I felt like
skinny.
Yeah, Raven was very thin, but I did feel like Raven was the first time I felt like I was seen on TV too, and I was good and damn grown. But by the time I started, and
there were no real good representations at all. But Raven had to be a size 12, 14 at max.
And I think probably 14, like at her heaviest. So,
right.
But yeah, I'm sorry.
I'd be mad because I'd be like, ooh, y'all are terrible.
Yeah. So, but no. Let's talk about the fashion in this movie.
It was up. It was up and stuck, baby.
Which
they put it on. They put it on them.
I, for one, love that little jumpsuit Halle Berry had on, the little orange plastic one. I thought it was.
I was like, ew. Hell yeah.
That was the wrong thing to wear.
I was like, I hate that so much.
You can't wear nothing like that in Georgia.
Everywhere.
Take your ass up.
But it felt authentic to the experience, like I think, because when you go to another state, you're like, I don't know what to wear. I'm just wear this, and sometimes you pick the wrong thing. You be hot as hell. So, but she the hairstylist on this film, I think her name is Kimberly Kimball. I think she was also Beyonce's hairstylist.
Kim Kimball. Y'all know Kim Kimball. She had a TV show and all.
The way you said up,
I
babe.
don't.
She got all types of stuff. She had a TV show. She real famous.
I don't. I'm not very familiar with her, but I just know, that that she did her hair, did Beyonce's hair, that she's the one who did the hairstyles on this film. And those were some impressive styles. They were ghetto now, but it was low key Bronner Brothers hair convention type style. So
it was. It definitely gave hair show styles, and it went right on along with the character that they were trying to portray.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, overall, I think that this was a fun, zany movie. It's not something that you take too seriously. The plot, okay. But I do agree with giving Black women the opportunity to be funny and zany and have physical comedy. And because, I think that's one of the reasons why, like that the Black Lady sketch show is so funny and just took off like the way that it did.
Really?
Black women are hilarious. Some of the most hilarious people that I know are Black women.
Let me not tell you that, because I have not watched Black Lady sketch show that hard to say that it's bad. But I also, am I a hater? I might be a hater, y'all. It might be me. I don't like TV shows like Insecure. I don't know. It don't be doing it for me. But I'm also just a little weird, so I like to watch a lot of.
I mean, if it's not your taste, it's not your taste.
It's not my style. I think we had all determined here that comedy wasn't my thing. I think we had kind of established that for the most part, that it got to be funny. And it take a lot for me to find something funny. I think that's what it is.
Rose, you about to say something? You kind of
yeah. I've seen Lady Sketch Show because that chick Angel is on the cast for this past season. I rock with all of them over there.
Which she's hilarious.
I think she's funny as hell. She is funny as hell.
But I don't hilarious.
A lot of, and I said this, and I don't even know if I should say it. I probably shouldn't say it.
Say it.
No, I don't think there are a lot of funny women out.
Oh no, not the whole class.
I don't think there's a lot of funny comedian women out. I just don't.
But do you think that is because that market is just not really inviting to Black women?
I think and there's some that I think are really funny, but it's rare to find someone a woman comic that is genuinely funny to me. It's a few that I've seen that they have some good sets, and the Lady Sketch Show, it's entertaining, but it's not.
I think I've come across really funny Black women, and I think like in my life,
I mean, in real life, like outside, no, it's some funny, it's some hilarious Black people, but they.
But what I'm saying is that field is very competitive and very intimidating. So you be a funny Black woman, the comedy lane is not that inviting to you, and that might be the reason why you don't see a lot of funny Black women who have the opportunity to be on a large scale like that.
Or maybe the type of comedy they do is just not my type of comedy. That might be it. It just might not be anything that I might care about.
If you look at the people who they call as the funny comedics nowadays, who are the type of comedy that they do is just not funny. I'm thinking I Am Pretty V and B. Simone before she started doing hella crazy shit. When I was 18, 19, 20 growing up, and I thought that, all of those little my man videos and shit was funny, like Shore or like those like really like romantic type things was funny. Like I find things funny about what relates to me now, which is like hating work. Like that girl who does the TikTok videos on her name was like Veronica or whatever, and she talks about how much her boss be asking her to do too fucking much, and that's not how she finna like that shit is funny to me. The girl who does the Harry Potter ones, the black girl, I can't remember her name,
I don't remember.
but she does like all the little anime ones. It's like Black at Hogwarts. That shit is funny to me. Yeah. But like you doing like hee hee ha ha funny videos about like being a baby mama, but like all that stuff, that's not funny to me. And that's who we've amplified as the funny people. And now I can see them trying to switch lanes and stuff like that to be in these other spaces. But you've kind of fucked it up in my eyes when you try to switch lanes because you're also just not that good. So I know that sounds harsh, but like the things that people find funny these days are just so bland.
Well, I think that with anything, like comedy is relative to your experience. There are going to be some things that will be funny to other people that's not funny to you because you haven't experienced, or one you don't find it important enough to really think about. So, like, because I'm looking at this list of, I just put in like funny black women. And I'm looking at this whole list. Now, there are some women on here that I think are hilarious. There are some that I don't think. Like Lonnie Love is on this list. I don't think she's very funny. Nicole Byer, she might be kind of hit or miss with me. But I think some more
is top notch. Hands down, probably one of the funniest.
I mean, they got Sherry Shepherd up here.
Sherry Shepherd is pretty funny. Sherry Shepherd is funny.
Sherry Shepherd, she can be hit or miss with me, but I would say she leans a little more to funny.
Really?
But she is not like.
I wonder if we're looking at the same list. Kim Whitley, she's funny to me. Yvette Nicole Brown. I would not see her outside of TV, but she's funny to me on TV. Tiffany Haddish, wrong.
Tiffany Haddish like blasted out onto the scene, and she was hilarious, but she kind of lost.
She lost all that.
Because they push who they want to push, and then when something happens, then all of a sudden they just snatch it away from you. Then you looking around like everybody loves you. Then all of a sudden everybody hates you. You're like,
yeah,
damn. She was doing the same things she was doing from the beginning, and now all of a sudden y'all hate it.
Well, for granted, she done said and done some crazy shit that kind of,
Well, and I'm talking about. I know she's had some stuff happen, but like her comedy did kind of lose steam.
It did.
Even before that, like So Tiffany Haddish, she can be kind of hit or miss.
They have Marsai Martin up here, and I love her, but I don't necessarily know if I would deem her as.
I don't think I would consider her that either. But in those the movie that she did, it was a little comedy. So I guess she's a buddy, big actress.
They got Lunel up here. I'm like, yes to Lunel. Amanda Seales.
No, Amanda Seales is not funny whatsoever. Not ever.
Regina Hall is. She's funny in movies. Like if you give her a movie, but like if I was just to be like, oh, Regina, hit me with a stand-up, hit me with a joke right now. And they got Loretta Devine on this list. I'm like,
I think Loretta Devine is hilarious.
Yeah,
she's funny in a movie, but I feel like if I went to Loretta Devine and said, "Baby, give me a joke right now," I wouldn't laugh.
Oh, yeah, but a lot of she's a comedian.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of this list is not just black comedians; it's like comedic actresses, and she can deliver.
Now, comedic actress, absolutely, she's going to deliver whatever you need her to deliver. If you ask her to deliver old white woman who ran a plantation, Loretta Devine is going to play old white woman who ran a plantation. Okay,
well, she's also a seasoned, accomplished actress, so that helps too. And to me personally, I think that if you can be a comedic actress, you are a damn good actress. Like or actor. And either way, like if you can make somebody laugh, like yeah.
Like, I don't know, but it's still to me okay. They have like Cheryl Underwood and Tichina Arnold on this list.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it's not giving comedic geniuses.
Well, nobody said they were geniuses.
Yeah,
said they were funny.
Like hee ha ha hell. Like
two people who can deliver a line. Not everybody can deliver a line that's supposed to be funny and deliver it in the way that it needs to be delivered. Because a lot of comedy is delivery. It's not even so much about what you say; it's delivery. And
Tichina Arnold is top tier when it comes to delivering lines, comedic lines.
I think she could deliver a line, but so when I think of like funny, like, oh my gosh, you're a comedian, I'm thinking belly laugh. Like I want to be belly laughing out here.
But that's not
I've never seen Tichina Arnold give me a belly laugh. From Martin to Everybody Hates Chris, I ain't never belly laughed at anything Tichina Arnold has ever done. Or Cheryl Underwood has ever done.
You get some lines where you'd be like, oh my God.
Yeah, it would be like cutting, but like belly laugh? No.
And I also like there's different types of comedy. Like and like Maya Rudolph is on this list. I think she's funny. Now she, her brand of comedy is a little different, but I think she's funny. Let's see who else. Janelle James. Sometimes she can be hit or miss, but she's pretty funny on Abbott.
Stand up? No. I heard Abbott, absolutely. Because her stand up, I was like,
the one person that y'all didn't say.
What'd you say, Terrell? Because
oh my bad. The one person I thought y'all were going to say that y'all didn't say was Monique. Did anyone?
I ain't even talk about Monique, man. Monique used to be a comedian. She used to be a comedian.
Did you watch her latest special?
I watched her latest special and was like, baby, you should have wrapped that shit on. We was fighting for this. This what we was fighting for. This what I was going on Instagram telling people to shut the hell up for. Because damn, this was terrible. Oh God. It was
I didn't like it, but okay.
I was riding for Monique because I thought she was gonna come with that fire. Monique disappointed me terribly.
Damn.
That was awful.
I didn't laugh. I'm not even gonna lie.
But I think I laughed maybe twice in this entire hour-long special. I laughed maybe twice.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what. How about as we discuss this, how about we look at the entirety of their career? Because I think now some people started off really funny and now they're not so much. But as far as the like totality of Monique's career, I think she's funny.
Oh yeah, one of the greatest.
I did not watch the most recent comedy special. I just haven't watched it. But I heard it wasn't that good.
It wasn't good at all. Not even wasn't that good. It was not good.
No, it wasn't. And that's unfortunate because after all that, you thought it would have been.
It was anticipated, yeah.
But it was
hella anticipated, and I was hella disappointed. I thought she was going to be talking shit too. I thought she was about to be talking mad shit. That's what I was expecting. I was expecting her to air people out in the most funniest way I've ever heard. Monique did not do none of that.
Well, but yeah, I think like yeah. I Wanda Sykes, because I remember, Terrell, you were a huge fan of Wanda Sykes when we were growing up.
Yes, I thought she was funny. I really thought she was funny. I liked her specials that she had out early. Then she was wasn't she on Ellen?
She was, yeah.
And then she did some other shows, and now she's on that show on Netflix.
The Upshanks or Upshaw.
The Upshaw. And I like her on that. She was on Blackish. She was good on that. Matter of fact, I like Wanda Sykes.
You talking about Blackish? Oh God, her name is slipping. It's slipping. What's her name, y'all? Not Tracy, the mom, the grandma.
Oh, Jennifer Lewis.
Jennifer Lewis, baby. They'll let it right now.
She's she's hilarious. But Tracy Ellis Ross is considered a comedic actress. Comedic actress. And you know, she
think
used to be on
Tracy
Wild
Ellis
Wild.
Ross is probably goofy as hell, like in real life. I see her. I could see that. I could see her goofy as hell in real life. She seemed like a real good friend to have.
To me, I don't necessarily think that she's funny, but I do enjoy her. I enjoy her
I
a
think
lot.
she's goofy.
Yeah, like, but I remember
That's
she
what I would say.
when
Regina
Wild
Hall.
Wild first came out, she was on it, and I was like, okay.
I would say her and Regina Hall are in the same category to me of being like really goofy people, like goofy on and off screen, not necessarily funny, haha funny, but like, okay, girl, I am laughing a little. All right, deliver that.
It depends on who's Regina Hall is paired with. I love Regina Hall. I think she is. I wouldn't compare those two. Regina Hall is something else. I like Regina Hall.
I mean, you
don't like Tracy?
Huh?
You don't like Tracy?
I do like Tracy, but she's not. She's the straight person. She's not the person that's supposed to deliver you the laugh. She's the setup person for the laugh that's coming. She's not the person that's going to, like Anthony Anderson was delivering you the laughs. Tracy was the one who was there, who was supposed to be the serious person to set up the laughs.
Anthony Anderson not funny to me, not for real.
I like Anthony.
I do too. I like him. Okay. Pertaining to this movie that we're doing, B.A.P.S.
Forgot about that. Forgot we were doing that
movie today. Do you guys? So this was Halle Berry's first comedic role.
No.
Do you guys think that she was a good comedic actress?
No.
I don't. Yeah. Now that I do. I was glad that she got out of that lane. I mean, I think she did a fairly good job as Niecy, but I like her in the drama stuff.
I have typecasted her now into this ridiculous drama star, and I love that lane for her.
Yeah. Because even as she is like delivering some of these lines in the film, she's got this very serious, dramatic face that she's making, and it's like, okay, girl, let loose a little bit. But I think she did a good job as far as what the role required. I think Natalie Desselle, now she was funny to me. She as far as like a comedic actress, which that's her lane. That's who she was, and for what it's worth, that 97 was a very good year for her because she
was in the Black Cinderella.
She was in Cinderella. Oh. She was also in How to Be a Player. That was in 97.
Yeah.
So she was doing really well. And I think she
was in the Little Mermaid. This Little Mermaid. It says she was in This Little Mermaid too, the new one that just came out.
She did.
Halle Berry.
Oh, I was like, no, Halle Bailey is in it.
No, for some reason, when I looked at the when I was looking at other Halle Berry movies, they have her listed as a cast member. I don't quite know why, but she's listed as a cast member for the movie.
And the new.
Yeah. I don't know why, but she's listed as a cast member.
I think that's a typo.
Gotta be.
Oh, that's funny. No, I've only seen now. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. If maybe she looked through. I don't know.
And I don't care what nobody say. Halle Berry got a nose job.
What?
I have no idea about that one.
Halle Berry nose was black.
Shrinking.
And maybe now it's real not like that.
Maybe her head is just getting bigger.
Y'all gonna stop talking about that lady. Let's see. It looks like.
But it's like a thing
People
people talk.
she lost some weight. That's all I
Yes,
mean.
she has never had any cosmetic surgery done. But people have been like, no, she's gotten that nose done. I know, real black in this movie.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I kind of look like.
But
Yeah.
I don't know. I would not confirm or deny that she has had a no shot.
Yeah, I don't know. But after looking at her filmography, I'm pretty sure this is probably at the bottom of the list of the things that she's done.
Sure, of course it is. Of course it is.
I just wanted to make sure we put it where it's supposed to be.
No.
Because I show some respect doesn't mean that I think it's like in the top tier of like they resume. Now I know, but I do think that this movie just deserves just a little more credit because there were some elements that were really great about this, like the not having the fat jokes, like, and I think even the fashion and like the portrayal of Black women, whether you agree with it or not, I thought it was.
I have a question.
Really cute to watch
about Halle Berry. What do you guys think is at the top of her filmography? What is
certainly not the movie she got an Oscar for, but
Yeah, no, that ain't it.
What is the best? Let me look because I got to look and see.
I just know. Oh, okay. That's fine. Okay. Y'all gonna flame me when I say what I say.
Oh, go on and say it because we already just going.
Go ahead. What, the Flintstones?
The Flintstones. I'm gonna do 2. And the folks always be saying this was like a terrible ass movie, but I do not agree. Catwoman and her work in X-Men.
Thank y'all for joining us for Tips and Scripts.
I would say Catwoman. Yeah.
It's her best work.
I'm not even gonna know if I don't know if I would say her best work.
Well, that was the question.
Best work. Well, I would. Yeah. I think that she had played Catwoman. I really do think that Catwoman gave her, granted her a lot of things after that. I think that's probably how she got X-Men.
No, well, X-Men came out 4 years before Catwoman. So.
Did it? Oh shit! Yeah. Oh, I'm talking shit. Wow. Okay. I will say I think, to me, if I had to pick any movie that I'm like, okay, I'm gonna watch one Halle Berry movie, it would be Catwoman. It would be Catwoman. I loved it. Catwoman and Things We Lost in the Fire. I love that movie. But yeah.
I really have not seen a lot of Halle Berry's like major works. I really.
What is a major work?
The stuff that she, started becoming like a really accomplished actress. Like, I have not seen a lot of that stuff because those aren't the type of movies that I generally watch. But I do like I've not seen Moonfall. I'm looking at her list. I haven't seen Moonfall. I haven't seen John Wick. I saw that Kidnap film, but I haven't seen Dark Tide. I haven't seen
Gothica.
I saw Gothica.
I like her in Gothica.
Yeah, Gothica. That was yeah.
I watched Losing Isaiah. I was like, "Ooh, girl, you is acting your ass off in this."
But that's an early work. She was not an accomplished actress, and that was an early work. But I've seen like all her early stuff, like Strictly Business, Boomerang, B.A.P.S, Losing Isaiah. Yeah. Why do fools
Yeah, a lot of stuff no more. If you think about it.
Yeah, and it's like, this kind of happens with a lot of like black stars that become accomplished. Like their resume be real black, and then all of a sudden they start shifting into like white films. And I just have not seen a lot of those.
She kind
American
of pulled it back
films.
with this Bruise movie. Now, I'm not saying it was top tier, nothing like that. But
The what
she,
movie?
her Bruised, it was her first directorial debut and
I
all
ain't,
that good stuff.
I ain't never
Oh,
seen
I
or
didn't
heard
see
of
it.
that.
It's new, and it has the girl who played in oh God, in The Woman King, and then Doctor Strange and all that good stuff.
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
But yeah, it's a newer one. It was her. Y'all should watch it. It's her first directed movie.
And she starred in it. Jeez,
And she started it. Yes,
she's
she
doing a
did.
lot.
Yes,
And she was boxing. Oh, okay.
and she was
MMA.
She was MMA fighting.
Okay.
I
Might
did
check
like
it out.
her in Their Eyes Were Watching God. That might be
I
my
know.
favorite. And I know that that's not even like this great cinematic thing, but I really enjoyed that movie.
Anywho,
But
I don't know. I
but
like
yeah,
her in a lot of things. I
yeah, I
think
like.
some of her earlier stuff is, but usually that's how it goes. Usually your earlier stuff is your best stuff, and you kind of fall off
mhm.
from there. So yeah, I would. I like her in Boomerang, of course, because I love Boomerang. That's one of my
Yeah,
favorite movies.
yeah, she was excellent in
Mhm.
Boomerang, and yeah, and excellent in Losing Isaiah, like you mentioned.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, she was really
That's
good at Losing Isaiah.
Mm-hmm.
Really good.
crazy.
But yeah, but let's wrap up. Any other final thoughts for B.A.P.S?
I give the movie a B minus.
Oh,
To
that's
be
higher than I thought.
That's
Okay.
a hell of a good
I,
grade.
the very like when I say B minus, we like at like 80. Like we at 80. Oh wait, that's a little too high. I lied. Let's do C average.
I would give it,
75.
I would give it a C plus
Yeah. Yeah.
for
Something like
overall
that.
experience. But I would give it a B plus for representation.
Yeah, okay. I'll give it some
It's
representation.
funny with this report card. I give it a F. This thing is going back to repeat.
I can do it. I can do it. A D, maybe. Hold on. Let's rethink. I'll recap. Let's do a D for overall. Like I would rather not have to watch this movie ever again. I'm gonna give it a D for that. I'm gonna give it a C because I do think that Kirsten made some valid points when it came to representation. We had the big ones, the black ones, the beautiful. We had all that. I'm gonna give it that. I'm gonna give it a D again in actual plot and all that good stuff because it was some holes, baby, that wasn't even ironed out. Because I really think that the end should have went a little bit better. Like I wanted to know that he wrote in his will, "Don't give that nigga shit, bitch." Like, I know I wanted to hear her read that out.
I think
For
why did they? That was okay, but I
That
guess
was a
I
choice, and
use
I was
that
like,
one.
why did they make that choice?
That was a dumb choice.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah, because then you had to like really be like, what did she say?
You gotta
yeah.
read her lips, like, bro. I don't want to read your lips. It's a movie.
I
Just tell
know
me
she said
what you want
$100
to say. Let
million
me hear it.
that I read that with my eyes.
But yeah, but it would have been powerful if they would at least cut the music so we could hear not a damn thing.
Right. Like that is a criticism. You get an F for that alone.
Dang.
And I don't even know why
want
he
to
should
hear
ass
them.
up like you wasn't just in this big old scheme to take all his money and he gonna show up to the reading of the will like, yes.
I'm in this. Y'all know what's up.
Like he didn't find out. But you know what? I think it is. It's see, here's a hole. I think he thought he didn't know about it. I think he must
But
have
the
thought
lawyer
that
came
his
to the
lawyer didn't
house.
tell him.
Oh, the lawyer didn't tell him, yeah, but he still should have known.
No, I'm saying I
that
think he thought that the lawyer did not tell his grandfather about the injunction he put in. I think that's why he was there at all high and mighty.
I think that he thought that, because he died pretty quickly after all that happened. So he probably was like, he ain't had time to change that will that quick. Let me go see what they do.
Yep, that's true. That's true.
But
you thought,
yeah, because I was like, oh, he had time to throw them up in there. Okie dokie. That was this movie. Now, believe me, this movie is extremely far fetched. Because ain't no way. And I was like, did he not have any other family to leave that money to, except for that little scheming ass nephew and these black girls? Like, what's going on here? But okay, that's why I said this is absolute fairy tale. And hey, it's modern day ghetto fairy tale. I'm here for it. I love it. Give black people they do.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
Well,
I give this movie a D-. Okay,
I'll go for that. It's not an F.
Yeah.
Then we get it. Okay, how about a D+?
Hell no.
Even for some of the good stuff that it did.
For the cast, I give it a B.
Listen, okay, because the way I feel about this movie, okay, the plot is terrible. The whole like story is far fetched, but this movie did some great things, and I think that it should.
Yeah, so did White Men Can't Jump.
No, hold up, player. I gave White Men Can't Jump some credit. Wait, which one? We talking about which one?
Either one.
You brought I did not rag on your movie as bad as you ragging on mine, but that's all right. That's all right. I can take it. I ain't Kayla who'll be like, because you know how Kayla do. When Kayla sit back in that chair and be like, well, I just say that I did not look as deep into that movie as y'all did, but it is still a good movie and amazing job. So y'all can rag on it, but
all of the 14 seconds she was in the film, she was Oscar worthy.
Yeah.
Y'all can kiss my black ass as far as I am concerned.
But we might be able to kiss your ass, but you can't call us no liars. Well, but this movie was excellent for representation, excellent with the cameos. Soundtrack was fairly decent. Fashion was great.
I looked up that soundtrack. That group, that's all they had. They were pushing that song so hard. They wanted that song to hit.
Baby, hard, baby. Now,
which it was a decent little R&B song for that time. That was an average little 90s song. I was like, okay, who is this? And I looked and saw who it is. I was like, who is this?
Some of the Veronica song.
Whatever the song, they were like, this is our song. They played it at the beginning, and then they played it at the end, toward the end.
Oh, the
from that little group.
The feel good jam.
Yeah. Hey, come on, man. This is our song.
I like the song in the beginning that no one could make me feel the way. And it was by Veronica, who tried to have a little career, but it didn't work. So
that song was a little bop. I liked it. The soundtrack was not great, but it was decent. It was serviceable.
Yeah. It was not on the level of great 90s soundtracks.
Yeah.
90s soundtracks rival any album anywhere.
Yeah,
but it was had a couple little bops. But yeah, so let's go into best worst weirdest because we just spent a great deal of time. Terrell, go on and hit us with your D- best worst weirdest asshole.
Okay. Best part of this film was that it had recognizable people that if you put them in a film today, I'd be like, I'm going to see this film hands down, no questions asked, no matter what they're doing. But I really love Bernie Mac was in here. So many AJ Johnson, rest in peace. Faison Love. I mean, it just had so many different people that I'm like, I really like these people. Pierre, Halle Berry, of course, Natalie, how you say her last name?
Desselle.
There we go. I mean, casting was, I think they did a really good job with the casting. I think Robert Townsend did a good job directing this film until the end. I think it fell apart at the end. The worst part of this film was that this was so unbelievable, so disrespectful, so like it made look like, and they did that a lot during the 90s, early 2000s, where if you were from Georgia or you from the South, you just some hillbilly hick running around in a cutlass, not knowing what was going on in your life. And I really don't like that, because that's not a clear representation of what the South is or what it has to offer. So I think that they really played that hard during the 90s, and I'm glad they're getting away from it and showing you all aspects of how the South is. And it's not just this real hillbilly country, bunch of black people with a bunch of gold teeth trying to get into the club before 10 and buy some hurricanes. So that was the bad part. And the weird part about this film was that any of this happened, period. I just don't, it doesn't make any sense. Y'all left y'all job. You left your job to go be possibly a person in a music video on a whim, on a thought, and then your friend ain't really your friend if your friend ain't telling you, bruh, you need to stay here and keep and pour this coffee, because you can't do it.
She tried. She was like, Nisa, you ain't even no dancer. She was like, I danced my ass off for $10,000. I was like, I'm really not mad.
I'll have to disagree with Terrell on that one, because she didn't leave her job as in quit. She left it for a day. We was gonna go in and go out.
They was gonna go, because they never came back.
It was supposed to. Okay, I'm gonna go get this audition, and if we win, then we done with this. But they were supposed to have gone back the next day.
But the thing is, $10,000, even if you won it, which I was gonna split it, and then after taxes, what you got, bro? Take your ass back.
That was a good question, because she was really there as the ride or die. She wasn't there dancing and auditioning herself. That is a good question on what she was gonna do with it.
Well, now that 10,000 was a lot in the 90s. 10,000 now ain't shit, but
it's shit to me. So if you got $10,000 to give,
you ain't gonna take it. I'll take it now. Don't get me wrong there, buddy.
Well, nothing but my collar.
Yes. Kayla, best, worst, weirdest, my love.
My best would be that I really like the cameos. It's really great. It was very star-studded. Love that. My worst was like, the plot holes and shit. Lots of plot holes. And the weirdest was that it didn't.
You said it didn't have Alicia Keys.
It didn't happen to me. I'm
not saying, girl.
I'm about to say.
I really don't like neither one of y'all, and I just want to put it out there. Go ahead, Kirsten, with your best, worst, and the weirdest.
We love you. Oh shit, that hurt. Dang, they knocked the thought out my head. I closed my finger up in this bottle.
Bro, that's hilarious.
I'm a comedic actress. Okay, so best, you guys have already heard my spiel about Black women in film. So I really enjoyed that Black women were able to take the lead, and that it wasn't. I enjoyed there was no fat jokes. I enjoyed that they didn't force it to be a romantic comedy, even though they kind of tie it up in a neat little bow with the little guy coming at the end. That wasn't the push through the film. It was like these girls are just living and and just doing and whatever. Um, I like the fashion because for the 90s, that was pretty good. And yeah, so there's like a lot of bests for me, but I my best part of this movie was that and you guys have heard me say like time and time again, I really enjoy movies where people start off one way at the beginning of the film and then end up a totally different way at the end. And these girls, like, they looked and acted completely different from when they left Georgia. Um,
Mm.
but I also like that even though they were completely different, they didn't just turn them all the way down to white. Like
Mhm.
they still wore colorful outfits. They still had their gold blonde hair, and it was a lot of the stuff that made them them, but they just made them more polished and more mature, like they were growing and learning. And so I enjoy watching that shift into that. So that was the best for me. The worst would be some of the plot, but I feel like and I know I can be hard on plots. That's my role in this podcast. I'm very hard on plots, but I feel like
Mhm.
in some movies the plot just has holes, and you know that they're there, but you just have fun while you're watching.
Yeah.
So this one gets a pass for me, and I know other
Hell
movies
no.
don't get that pass. I know, I'm hard. I know, I'm hard, but my girls. So, the weirdest would be really just kind of trying to figure out like Mr. B's like whole role in this thing, like, because why did he go with that? And maybe he just wanted to have a little fun, and maybe he wanted to be like, you know what, I'm gonna let these girls come in, and then I'm gonna bust them out and show my nephew that I ain't stupid. And then he ended up falling in, love with their friendship. So I don't know.
Falling
That was
with
just
love.
weird.
One night when the moon was full,
Yeah,
I
that.
fell in love with love everlasting. Y'all know what movie that's from?
Sure don't. So anyway, like I was saying,
Somebody who was in this film was in the movie.
what movie is that from?
The Black Cinderella.
Oh,
I
never
don't know all
seen
them songs. The only one I know is Impossible.
Really?
Hmm.
Dreams are happening every day. Okay, I'm done. I'm sorry.
Okay. So yeah.
it.
But I just feel like, and like the one last thing I will say about, the stereotypes and stuff, like, yeah, these girls, when as soon as they stepped off that plane, people were looking at them like, you know, they considered them low class, then they were stupid and all that stuff, but they ended up coming out on top. And I just really love that. And yeah. And as far as like being stereotyped, these two girls were the only one in this film that didn't ask nobody for nothing. They came, they were sweet, they helped out, and that was that. So yeah.
Oh man, this has so
Okay.
much. That's what I
I'm
need.
having a drink with
What you about to
the
say, girl? Shut up, Caleb.
No, I was gonna say, this really had the a sniff of magical Negro syndrome going on.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, when I saw it, that's what I kept thinking. I was like, now you know these people is not your people. They not related to Lily. You knew Lily. They acting like they were trying to find this girl. Like,
Mm-mm.
but I need these two black women to come into my life and help me live the rest of my days out and teach everyone a lesson about this, and that. Like, that gets on my nerves with movies that have black people in it. And I'm they don't do as much now, but it was all over this film. I'm gonna teach the butler how to be cool. I'm gonna teach the butler how to lay back. I'm gonna teach the white man how to kick it. I'm gonna teach the white man how to like.
Yeah, now that was a bit far-fetched when it was like, yeah, don't forget to pick up my Ice Cube CD. I was like, now, Mr. B, now you might like your little brown sugar, but you wouldn't listen to no damn Ice Cube. Now go back in your room.
My guy said he was listening to it though, so we're gonna go with he was.
I was like, nah, listen, nah. But yes, but let's open it up for a happy hour. Kayla, who you having a drink with, boo?
The butler.
Why?
Mr. Manley.
Because if y'all heard what Mr. Manley said at the end, he was like, I heard first class was nice. I was like, oh, that's real sad. That's real sad, sir. He don't get to have no fun. And so I'm having a drink with Mr. He gonna have some fun that night.
Listen, he a millionaire now, so don't be trying to get you a little sugar daddy now, Anna Nicole. Don't do that.
And will. And will. I'm gonna teach him how Mr. Man felt back in the day with Lily.
Oh, he's gonna be Lily who? I'm about to throw up. Okay, so Terrell, who you having a cocktail with?
I'm having a cocktail with James and Ali.
Okay. Before or after the perm?
Man, for some reason they was the funniest to me. I didn't laugh until they came on the screen.
They were hilarious. And isn't he dead? The one.
Yes, AJ Johnson. Yes.
Yeah.
Who plays Ezell in Friday?
Yes. Yeah. I was like, one of them died. I was getting him confused with the one who had the jury curl.
Who?
Remember the one that perm dude punched in the face?
Oh, Pierre.
Is that yeah. The one that he punched in the face in the beginning. When the girls were in the club.
Yeah. No, yeah. AJ Johnson was the other one, the short one.
Right. So
I'm having a drink with them. We just gonna chop it up, have a good time, because they like to have a good time.
Okay. I am gonna have a cocktail with Mickey. I just thought like she was just really adorable in this film. Like her little toothy smile, and she was a really sweet looking actress. And then I've just always really liked her, even though I'm not having a drink with Natalie, I'm having a drink with Mickey. But I thought she was funny in the film and just really genuinely sweet. And that soul food montage was really cool.
That was cute. I just like that.
It was a little slow moving for me, but it was good. So yeah, but yeah, that's who I would have a cocktail with. Terrell, what you binging on this week?
Man, I'm still watching from second season. Just finished episode 8, I think.
Okay.
Because I done caught all the way up, and now I gotta wait. And I'm watching Grand Crew. Unfortunately, they have canceled Grand Crew.
We can't keep nothing.
Somebody picks it up, Netflix or somebody, Hulu, anybody. Tubi.
Listen, please.
I watch it on Tubi.
I will even watch that shit on Tubi. Please.
Y'all leave Tubi alone. Tubi be trying. Sometimes.
Oh, and Spider-Man, the new Spider-Man Miles Morales movie.
Oh, yeah.
Which is Flames.
Okay.
Is it?
Great movie.
What you binging, boo?
I'm not gonna lie, not binging a lot, honestly. I've been watching The Good Doctor, so I guess you could say that binging that. But I've been watching my anime boys. Shout out to RDC World, because I have been straight watching their streams for like the last 7 days. So yeah, it's real something serious.
Okay. I would say I'm not binging anything. I'm watching Supernatural. I know.
Welcome Supernatural, guys. Supernatural. I started over. I got all the way up to the point where I think I need to start over again because they're my friends.
And I think I'm gonna start over again. But as far as like new things I watched, I went and saw The Little Mermaid, and it was good.
You actually went to the movie theater? Wow.
Actually,
Right.
went to the movie theater.
That's actually really interesting to hear. Wow, look at you. Which one did you end up going to?
At me. I went to one in Jessup. They have a really nice like dinner theater, so I was like, I like that. And yeah, it was good. It was long, but it's good. Yeah, it's like 2 hours and 15 minutes.
Shit.
So, but anyway, so that's probably the newest thing that I have watched. But yeah, other than that, that's pretty much all going on. So yeah, any final thoughts, guys?
Nope.
Kayla,
put this one in the can.
Oh my good God.
And flush it.
Kayla will take us out. Kayla! Dun, dun, dun. Hi guys, thanks for stopping by and watching our show. I hope you enjoyed your time here today. We'll be here next week again at 1 o'clock ish. If you enjoyed us, please feel free to drop us a comment here or on social media at Sips and Scripts Podcast. You know, we'd love to see your comments, your hot takes. Let us know if there was something said here today that you ain't really like and you want to rebuttal. And maybe we'll rebuttal with you next week.
No, we definitely will.
Yes, next week we'll be doing Soul, and Kayla will
the little one from Disney, right?
Yes. This your pick. Is that the one?
What are you talking?
She sounds surprised. It's her movie. Like, yeah, the one with Jamie Foxx, right? Goodness.
I don't even have the words.
Yes, we will be doing Soul on Disney Plus because it was a wonderful movie for fathers. I think.
Was it?
I can't remember.
Have you ever seen the movie?
I have. I just don't remember it right now.
Bye, y'all.
Wait, Daddy.
What?
Oh my God.
Daddy, you say bye.
You say bye?
Yeah.
Okay. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye. I said bye.